Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing an updated foundation routine for you guys, and it's really self-explanatory, super easy. This is going to be my full foundation routine. However, I don't do this every single day because that would be really bad for my skin. On a normal day-to-day basis, if I feel like wearing makeup or if I want to cover, just actually wear some sort of foundation, I usually use the Studio Fix powder in NC43. And I use it with my Eco Tools Kabuki brush, and I kind of just, swirl it around, and then easy, really quick, just regular powder, and then that's it. But this is going to be my full foundation routine, so it's going to be concealer and primer and liquid foundation, and so you're going to get to see that. Hooray! Let's get started. So first I'm going to start off with my Hard Candy Sheer Envy primer. This is from Walmart. It's about $8 and I use about that much. Actually, that's still kind of a lot. A little of it goes a really long way. I focus mainly on parts where I really don't want creasing, so like under the eye and around the nose, and then mainly on my forehead and my T-zone to prevent my foundation from slipping around or to prevent it from getting oily and whatnot. And then the remaining of the product just goes wherever else on my face. It's kind of just really haphazard way of applying it, not really precise or anything like that. And then I'm going to move on to my concealer. I use the Rimmel London Perfect Match Concealer. Really, seriously, I got this only a month ago and I used up so much of it because I love it, and I'm definitely going to repurchase this. This is one of my favorites. And I'm just going to apply the concealer under my eyes and use my fingers to blend it out. Now for my foundation, I use the Studio Fix Fluid with SPF 15, and I am in the color NC44. A little bit darker than my powder, but they don't really have an NC43 for this. I also use a flat top brush for this. I just like the way it feels. I usually use a flat top brush or a stippling brush. And the trick I use is I like to use water, and I spray my brush with water so that it gives an easier application and I don't use as much product. I used to use sponges and stuff like that to apply my foundation, but I found that it just soaks up a lot of product. So I squirt the product onto the back of my hand and then I go from there. If you do really want to use sponges though, I definitely suggest putting water on your sponge, or like soaking your sponge in water and then squeezing out all the excess and then using that, because the water will prevent your foundation from soaking up and whatnot. But with this, just going to dab it all over my face and start with the biggest areas and just buff it in. I usually start with my cheeks because I feel like they need the most coverage. I have a lot of acne scarring from a really bad breakout I had a long time ago. And then, of course, put the product onto your neck so that you don't have any awkward lines, because that would be really bad. And then the forehead. I don't really do a lot on my forehead because I feel like my bangs cover it anyways. Get sweated off anyways, and I don't really need a lot of coverage there. Also, what I like to do is kind of in the middle of my application, my brush gets dry, so I just kind of spritz it again with water and continue blending out everything. It feels really nice and refreshing as well, so it's kind of nice. And then finally, to set the product, I'm going to use a really fluffy powder brush, mostly because I'm going to be using my MAC Studio Fix. And this in itself is a foundation, so you don't want anything that will pick up a bunch of product. I'm actually going to switch. I'm going to use my Stippling Kabuki from Eco Tools because this picks up way less product. And I'm just going to lightly dab and then buff half my face. Dab and buff. This isn't really to add any more coverage because I don't need that much coverage, but it's to just set the foundation, make it not oily, kind of mat it out. And that is pretty much how I do my full face foundation. So I hope you guys like it. I'm probably going to film another tutorial. So if you see me in the same shirt, then that's why. Thanks for watching.